6 months and nobody said anything. So being consistent and, not giving up, and eventually the right people are going to come along, and eventually it does happen, because you guys are proof of that and are doing amazing. So, and it's not about signing the most coaches or having the most PV every week. You can be the most successful coach and, not have the numbers, but helping people. And if you genuinely, I really feel like if you help people and you are positive, all of that stuff is going to follow you. So, yay for Boom Empire. So good job, everybody, this week. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Ashley. She is going to be our guest speaker tonight. And Ashley and I were able to meet and hang out last summer when we were in Florida for the Team Boom retreat, which was awesome. We actually, I think, Ashley, you had just become a coach, right?
Yeah.
Ashley had just become a coach, and I was maybe a coach for like a year at that point. So Ashley and I shared the pull-out couch together. We had like the low rent in my sister's fabulous suite. So we were like, how much would it cost to like sleep in the corner of the room? So as you can imagine, Ashley and I became very close that weekend. And now she is a rock star diamond, killing it, works out every day, and is so awesome and such a great motivator. So I'm really happy to have her on the call, and I'm going to turn it over to Ashley.
Thank you, Marie. I was going to definitely shout you out if you didn't say that we were bed buddies, because everybody needed to know that.
Yeah, that was important.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Instagram tonight. I think maybe for some of you it might be a little bit repetitive. I'm going to kind of go back to the basics, but I know a lot of my coaches needed that. So if it is back to the basics for you, it might be something to listen to so that you can reiterate it to your coaches as well. But I'm going to hopefully cover it all, and then we can do some questions at the end. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. Okay. How do I do slideshow? Is that?
There you go.
Okay, cool. So obviously, a lot of coaches choose one social media platform rather than another. And I think we all have our preference. I personally, Marie, can you just mute everybody?
Yeah.
All right. I can't hear that noise anymore. You're good. So I personally prefer Facebook because.
Crap. Hold on, Ashley, I just think I muted you by accident. Okay, go ahead.
Did you not hear anything I said?
There you go. No.
Okay, so I'm just saying, all coaches kind of have their own preference in social media platforms, and I personally do prefer Facebook because that was kind of how I started my journey. I didn't have a Facebook when I became a coach, so I joined the Facebook world. I built my warm market back up. I added a ton of new friends. I started to build my cold market, and then I was like, oh my God, I have an Instagram that I use for my personal life. Like, why don't I start implementing that into my business? So I'm going to just be talking a little bit about how to bring the business side of Instagram into your social, kind of into your cold market and warm market. So the greatest thing about Instagram is that you have hashtags. I'm sure a ton of you know what hashtags are, but if you don't know, it's like this little sign, like a little number sign, and then you have a word next to it. So I have a beagle and I'm obsessed with him. So I constantly am using like beagle mom, beagle mama, like something like that. And my hashtags can take me anywhere I want to go with people who have beagles. So obviously you're not going to use hashtags that don't relate to you. Like if you're not a teacher, you probably won't want to connect with a lot of teachers. If you aren't let's say you're not a runner, like I'm definitely not going to connect with runners because I hate running. I would say if you haven't already, sit down and create like a list of 30 hashtags that relate to your life. And it was really hard for me to do that at first. I remember listening to that on a national wake-up call and them telling me, come up with hashtags that relate to your life. But it was really hard for me. So I actually came up with I wrote down a list. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's just a who am I list. So I first started by writing 10 things that I am, and then I built hashtags from there. So I just wrote a couple of things down. I'm a first grade teacher. I love dogs. I love food. I'm a big shopping queen. I love TJ Maxx and Home Goods. I'm an introvert. I'm really anxious. I'm super organized. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I love shoes. I love beagles. I wake up really early in the morning. So those are just a couple things that describe me. So I built my hashtags off of that. And you can just see here, like I have Beagle Mom, first grade teacher, I love my journey, dreamer, early riser, I hate running, transform yourself. So those are just a couple of things that kind of describe me. So I just have here, it says hashtags are basically like the secret messages used to connect people with the same interests. So if I'm looking to relate to a first grade teacher, I could go into my search engine right here. So this is the next slide. This is how do hashtags work. I could click the search button in your Instagram, and I could type in first grade teacher, and then it will take me to a list of everybody who used that same hashtag. And it's going to be a ton of people probably. Sometimes your hashtags won't get anything. But sometimes they'll get like millions, like hundreds of thousands, and it'll be your job to weed through the good ones and the ones you can't relate with. But that's really how you find the people you connect with. That's how you build your cold market, with the cold market meaning people you don't know, with people you relate with. It's easy to find people on the street who you don't know, but will you relate to them? You might, but it's easy this way to weed through the ones you actually can relate with. So like I said, I'm just going to read this. There's a tags button at the top of or at the bottom of your Instagram. It's like a little, well, first you're going to click the little magnifying glass. Then in the magnifying glass, it looks like this right here. My mouse is so touchy, so I don't want to go to the page. But then there's this tags button. And then in the search bar up here, you'll just type in where you want to go, and you'll type in any hashtag and it'll take you to any hashtag. So these are some that I use. Like I love my beagle, I love my mutt, fear is good, pro selfie, gold digger, tone it up girl. So just like really anything, try anything. And all the tags that you search will bring you to people who have used those same tags. So that's what I was just saying. So this is so blurry. I don't know why, but this is, I use the hashtag I love my beagle. So this is what I came through. Obviously, there's my throwback picture right there. But I came to a bunch of pictures of beagles. So what I do, I try to find 5 to 10 new people from this hashtag every day. So I'll look through, and if I find like a beagle page that's strictly about dogs, probably not going to connect with them. If I find a beagle page who is already like a unique distributor or like Mary Kay or something and has like 100,000 followers, not going to connect with them. You're going to connect more ideally with people who are most like yourself. Not a huge following, probably not already involved in any type of multi-level marketing business, not really involved too much with, I try not to find people who have a huge following just because they may already be promoting something else on their Instagram. And obviously if you become a Beachbody coach, more or less your business is going to take place on your social media platform. So you definitely do want to find somebody who doesn't have a huge following and who, this could be a big business for them. So it'll bring you to a page that looks like this. And here you will see all the pictures that people posted using that hashtag. So when I typed in, I love my beagle, all of these, and there's so many more, it says like 5,000 posts. So you can click one of those pictures to see if you connect with that person or if you could see them joining your tribe. So on the next page, these are 2 pictures that I clicked. So this first girl, her name's Kristen. I actually connected with her today. I saw she only had 117 followers. And I went through her Instagram. She looked pretty cool. She looked young. Her beagle looked awesome. So I decided, this is somebody that I'm going to reach out to. So then I saw this person here, Norbigs. Clearly, they are strictly a dog account, 8,600 followers. So you're not going to try to have a conversation with a dog. I just kind of threw this on here to be funny. Like, this is what not to do. I think that you guys can kind of figure that out on your own. But so how do you know if you should connect with them? I kind of talked about this before, but so check to see their amount of followers, check to see their occupation, check to see their hobbies, their interests, and check to see if there's something you can chat easy about. It's so important to kind of like be able to chat with them about something. So I know since my hashtag was about beagles, I know I'll be able to have a conversation with them about that. But let's say, like, sometimes I search Maryland girl because I live in Maryland, and I'll connect with people that I literally have nothing in common with, and the conversation just falls flat, and that's just a kind of a waste of time. So really make sure it takes a little bit longer to search through their Instagram and see if you have something in common with them, but it's really important to make sure that you have this foundation that you can build a relationship on top of. Not always, but most of the time. So now that you've found your person that you can see joining your tribe, let's say, so whatever you are, let's say she's that. So I'm 23, maybe she's a teacher, maybe she's a beagle. Oh my God, perfect. I want to talk to this girl. I'm going to start my 5-3-1s. So I'm sure you probably heard that before. For so long, I heard that and I kind of like just disregarded it because I didn't want to know what it was. I hate numbers. So I'm like, no, I don't need that. But anyway, so I recommend sending 5 to 10 each day. It's what I always tell my coaches, just to make sure you're bringing new blood into your cold market. My warm market is pretty much just constant follow-ups at this point. So I'm more or less just focusing on my cold market. And after a big chunk of time, you probably will be too if you haven't already. So you're going to want to just constantly bring new blood into your business, because when you reach 5-star, 7-star diamond, if you don't have new blood coming in, you're just going to stay stagnant right there. Or if you reach diamond and you don't have anybody new coming in, all you're doing is working on the people you have in your warm market, you're not going to have a constant growth in the business. So just make sure that you're just consistently bringing new people into your cold market so that they can join your tribe. And that goes back to making sure that they fit into your tribe so you can connect with them. So what is a 5-3-1? So when you go to a profile you will like 5 of their photos. Simple. Then you go to 3 photos that you actually would have something to say. Sometimes I'll click a photo and I'm like, okay, I really want to write something down here, but I can't think about anything. And I'm like, okay, then don't even comment on there. Go to a different one. So I'll go to one that I actually have something to write, something meaningful. So then you'll comment on 3 of them. And usually ask a question so that they can answer it, and then you build some type of relationship through Instagram. And then on one of the photos, you can do this within your 3 comments, but I do 3 and then an additional 1. I send a comment to connect. I say usually, so let's just say beagle. Hey Marie, your beagle is so handsome. I have a 1-year-old beagle as well. How old is your little guy? I'd love to connect more on Facebook if you have one. My link is in my bio. Hope to talk to you soon. So just something like that. Usually, if they're interested or if they don't think you're weird, they'll go and they'll send you a friend request on Facebook if they have one. I've had some people message me back and be like, I don't have a Facebook. Can we just connect on here? And I'll send them a text message or something. But if you're doing 5 to 10 of these every day, not everybody's going to answer, but you're going to get if you're consistently doing this every day, you're going to get a big chunk of a new blood constantly in your business. And that'll be awesome. So the last one's going to be your connection. That's how you're really going to connect to them so that you don't just fall flat with them. Oh, you commented on their picture. They answered you. What's next? Bring them over to Facebook. Start an interaction with them so they see your posts. You can start inviting them, start following up with them. And then usually, so when you click follow to follow them, it goes to a screen where you can add 3 of the people that they follow. And I usually do that. I usually click one of their people and I go and visit them. So that's just something else you can do. So this is an example of the comments that I do. So this is just, these were 2 beagle pictures. She had a little picture of her beagle and I said, oh my goodness, we just got from a 1 mile walk and he looked so tired. Like beagles can't walk for a mile. They get so tired. So I said, oh my God, so handsome. How was your walk? And then the next one. So this is how I connected with her to try to get her over to Facebook. I said, I can't get enough. I have a 1-year-old beagle. We should connect. I'd love for you to add me on Facebook. If you have one, link is in my bio. And she actually did add me. So that just away. And I just save that into my notes and I copy it over. But Instagram only lets you send 3 comments, same comments at a time. So I have like 4 different versions of the same kind. Like I have 3 for every hashtag. So let's say I'm talking to a girl from Maryland. Hey girl, I see you're from Maryland too. I just recently moved to the area. I'd love to connect with you. I'm always looking for new friends or something like that. Add me on Facebook. So I have generic things written up for me to copy and paste over so it doesn't take like hours and hours. This only usually takes like 20 minutes of my time and I do it on my lunch break every day. So that was kind of 531s. That's kind of how to build your cold market. So now you have your cold market, you have people who are following you daily. How can you get them to engage in your content and get them to want to join your tribe without inviting them? Obviously, you should be inviting them, but even in addition to inviting them, how can you intrigue them? So we could talk about content. So what's good and what's not. Obviously, you don't want to be salesy. So be relatable. I remember when I was following my coach for a long time before I started, and she was like me. Like everything she was doing, she was in a rut. She got out of it with this program. She told me she was hiring one day. I was like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. So she was relatable. Just think about that person in your head that you want to relate, or you want them to relate to you. I always think about the one person that I want in my tribe, and I always think about how can I post so that they can relate to me, so that they can be like, oh my goodness, that girl does it too. I need to chat with her. Be authentic. Just be you. Be raw. People love the truth. People don't want perfection. They want to know that you struggled. You went through roller coaster rides, and you're here. You're succeeding. Even if you're not succeeding, post about it. Be you. And sprinkle in coaching opportunity daily. I actually just made I'll post it in your group, Maria. I made like a posting schedule for my team because they were really struggling on creativity. They were just like, well, I'm sprinkling it in every day, but they're like, I'm a Beachbody coach, join me. Like, that's not what we're doing. Don't hide behind Beachbody, because essentially you own your own business, and you need to brand yourself. But sprinkle in the opportunity. If this opportunity changed your life, throw that out there. Like for me, I'm quitting my teaching job in 2 months. I'm not going to put that on social media because I have people who don't know, but but I'm sprinkling in the opportunity, how it's changed my life. I bought a house last year. I pay my mortgage every month with Beachbody. I've only been doing this for a year. Like, just daily things that show that coaching has changed my life without saying, hi, I'm a Beachbody coach, come join me, kind of thing. Don't be salesy. Don't overthink your posts. Caroline Nathan always says that if you are sitting there for more than a minute or more than like 30 seconds trying to think of what to post, just scrap it and start over, because at the point of overthinking, you're probably going to put words in there that aren't authentically you. So just whatever's on your mind, put it in there. And don't be boring. Do we have any questions so far?
No, it's awesome. I can't believe that's awesome that you're quitting your teaching job. Are you That's awesome. Like, I'm scared. Like, I pulled the half butt one and went part-time next year.
So nice. But no, so I went to the Shalene Johnson training and I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like I matched my teaching income. I know I can just do so much more. And I'm still in grad school. So a lot of my time is taken up between grad school and teaching. So I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit teaching.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually kind of how that bothers me that messed up. This is kind of how I do my posts. And actually Bonnie Engel, I don't know if anybody listened to her National Wake Up Call a couple weeks ago, but this is what inspired me to create this. She said she actually did something quite like this and says, how do I know what to post? So if you literally do not know what to post in a day, look at these 4 categories and break it down. So she talked about posting about, so this is all within coaching. Different objections. So I wrote down my 4 different objections. I get 4 objections that I get all the time. So people tell me they're not in shape, they don't have time, they don't have money, they don't want to share on social media. Basically, they don't want to post like I do. I get that all the time. I don't want to post on social media like you do. I'm like, okay, I didn't either when I first started, but you're going to feel so amazing about yourself that you're just going to want to show your body off. So sometimes I just post about that kind of stuff. A second one is fears you had before joining. So I had a fear of what people would think about me. I thought it was going to be too good to be true. It would take too much time and I wouldn't know enough people to reach out. And I'm sure all of you guys have had more fears or maybe the same fears as I have, but it's not like, don't be afraid to share that, because more than likely people who are going to join you or who are interested in joining you are going through those same fears and having those same objections. So it's so important to kind of answer those questions publicly without them even asking. So for an example, maybe post a picture of yourself doing something that Beachbody allowed you to do. So for me, I paid $1,000 last week to build my rock patio. I said to my boyfriend over the winter, I said, I want to build a rock patio in our backyard. And last weekend it was good weather. I was like, let's go build a rock patio. And I just said, I want those. And I didn't even care about the price. So let's get them. And that was just something I posted about. I said, can you believe a year ago, I couldn't even afford to move out of my boyfriend's parents' basement. And here I am, like pointing to any rock pile, like, that's the silliest thing ever, but it's raw. It's me. Like, that's truly what happened. And I shared that with them. So just kind of fear. So, what's going on now and what fears did you have at the beginning? And then the third one is my favorite parts of the business. So if you have something, if you feel like heavy hearted throughout the day because of anything, maybe like I have a really strong relationship with a lot of my coaches, and sometimes they'll send me text messages and I like feel so heavy hearted. Sometimes I'll just post about that because people want to see those relationships. You want people on your team. People need those relationships. Before joining this, I didn't have connections with people like I have on this team. And it was kind of this business and these relationships have shown me what friendship is like. So post about that, post about when you help people reach their goals, when you lift others up, when I know we get messages all the time saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe the number on the scale, or, oh my God, I love the interaction in our challenge group. Post about that. If you get messages like that, tell the world, because people are going to want to join your team. People love that gratification. They want to join something amazing like that. So definitely post about that. Post about celebrations. Get to live events so you can post about them. Live events changed my life. I went to Summit last year with 2 coaches. I left Summit 3 weeks later as a diamond. So like live events change you. And just whenever you're doing something, like on a team call tonight, homework assignment, post about it. And then number 4 is your favorite successes that you've seen that week. So maybe somebody's rank advanced. Maybe you've had a weight loss success. Maybe people on your team have had weight loss successes. Maybe you love the challenge group interaction. So these are just mine this past week. And I really fell in love with the book I'm reading. I can show it to you. I like it a lot. It's called Living Forward. It's really good. So just a couple things that I was, oh my goodness, celebrating. Did somebody write something in the chat?
Oh, let me see.
I'm going to Shanti on Saturday.
Saturday.
You are?
Yeah, I'm so
exciting.
excited.
I love Shanti. Where is it?
It's in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun. So me, Alyssa, Steph Weaver, Peggy, Dave.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so we're all going Saturday.
I'm so jealous.
I
hate
know.
when people go places with my sister and I'm not there. I'm like, doing
Free?
Your sister's the best.
I'm like, why are you going somewhere with her without me? Sorry. Okay. Go ahead, Ashley. ADHD moment.
Oh, I know. I have it too. Okay, so this is just like a rough draft posting schedule of mine, and I did a little bit more broad, and I could post it in your group for you guys to see. So I try to post 3 times a day. I don't always post 3 times a day, especially if it's like a Saturday or Sunday. I don't always. I'll pick through a couple of these, but usually 3 times a day for me. So on Mondays, I do like theme, never miss a Monday. Mondays are my hardest day to wake up in the morning and work out, so I'll post about it. I usually post a quote in the afternoon and then a common objection post at night, because Mondays are a day where people are sick of work. They get home, they go through their social media, and they're like, okay, what can I do to get out of this job? You know? So a common objection post would be good to post Monday night. So like just a post saying, do you guys think that you need to be in perfect shape? Or maybe something saying, so many people have asked me how I started my journey when I wasn't in perfect shape. I started my coaching business when I didn't have my dream body, but really, and then you could talk about how like the journey's the best part. And that's one of my favorite quotes. I always say the journey's the best part, because I have a huge weight loss journey. And I think that had I like pushed myself and said, you know, I'm not ready for this because I don't like what I see in the mirror, nobody's going to listen to me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't have lost 25 pounds and have built amazing relationships. So post that on social media, how the objections have actually helped you along. I'm going to move quicker. We only have 9 minutes, right?
Yeah, I put it in for an hour and 15, but
you're good. I think I can get it done in 9 minutes. I can get it done. Okay, so Tuesday, transformation quote, celebration of a challenger. This is rough. Like, you don't have to follow this exactly to a T, but you can kind of see like where I'm coming from. Wednesday, beagle humor quote, 80-20 meal post. Wednesdays, I usually have a cheat meal because I have night class. Thursday, throwback quote, dinner recipe. Friday, Flex Friday, quote, challenge group celebration. Saturday, Shako recipe, quote, beagle humor. Sunday, activity post, quote, fear I had when joining post. Because Sunday, again, they're dreading going to work in the morning and probably on social media trying not to think about going to work in the morning. So these are just a couple of posts that I did like last week. Just a couple ways to bring in the business side of it. So the first one I spoke live at the event in Syracuse last week at the Super Sunday, and I just shared that with people. Said how lucky am I that I get to be surrounded with people who share the same passion as me for hours today. The second one, I was sending I have 5 coaches who are about to hit diamond. So I just sent them out like really like cute stuff a couple weeks ago. So I just shared that with social media world. And then that was at Super Sunday. But so those are a bunch of Team Boom coaches. I don't know if any are on this call, but we took a picture and I just said, are you a girl boss? And then I went on about my journey and how I got started and how all of these women decided to take that leap of faith and become a girl boss. And I just shared that with them. And yeah, that's it.
that's awesome, Ashley. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean,
Welcome.
I definitely needed that for myself, because like I've seriously been like sitting at my computer, and I guess since I've been doing this for a while, I don't even know what to talk about anymore, you know? And that was really a great breath of fresh air. I've been trying to include my kids more too and be more authentic and, you know, not just posting the same thing over and over, because sometimes it's just hard. Like, what are you going to post about? So that was great. I mean, I took tons of notes, so I'm super excited about that. And I don't know if you can
Yeah, I'll post that in your group.
Yeah, that would be great. So
I fall into these ruts all the time where I feel like I'm boring. Like I'll keep following my track of like the same post every week and I'll feel like I'm boring. So that's why it's really important that you take those feelings and you sit back and you reassess yourself, say, okay, maybe I need to reevaluate my posts. Because obviously this business is evolving, your hobbies and your interests are evolving. So if you do feel like, oh my God, nobody's liking my post, I'm boring, sit down and build a new list. I have my list right here in this is my Beach Body binder, but I have everything right here. Like these are like all the things that I can post about. And I just write it up new whenever I feel like.
Yeah, don't overthink it too. Like I could post this amazing post and get 3 likes and then post a picture of my shoe and everyone's like, oh, that's awesome. Like, great shoe, you know?
And always give them options. People love options and people love giving their opinion. Mm-hmm. So when you go shopping, even if you don't like something, just throw something on and ask for their opinion to build a relationship with people. That's a really good way to build followers and build interaction on your pages as well.
Yeah. I think a lot of you guys right now are in that new training. I know everyone's been through Coach Basics, but everyone's like, blah, 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 same thing. And Caroline gave me her Coach Basics post, and there's a lot of them. Like I've noticed she does this. She uses polls. So you could say favorite places to travel. Like, and I'm not doing like favorite places to travel because, you know, I want to know where people really travel. You do that because it pulls attention to you do, but it pulls attention to your wall. They not only give their opinion where they want to travel, but then they see maybe something you posted about the 21-day fix under that in a recipe.
Right.
So that's why you're doing that, to differentiate your wall, to pull in people for engagement. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that at first too, like why I would be doing that. So
yeah, there's so many like hidden things you can do that bring interaction to your page.
Yeah. So what questions do you guys have? We have a couple minutes for questions and then we're going to go ahead and close out. I'm going to jump on after this too if anybody has any extra questions, because I know we've been busy and some of you wanted to talk one-on-one with just Boom Empire stuff. So what questions do you guys have for Ashley?
I do.
Go ahead.
Okay. So how old are you, by the way, Ashley?
I'm 23.
Oh my God. Like this just blows my mind that you are like, what rank are you now?
I'm only diamond.
And like you're just, you don't want to become a teacher anymore, or like
second-year teacher. I'm in grad school to become a reading specialist, and I've always thought that's what I wanted. But then this opportunity fell in my lap, and I'm from upstate New York. I'm from Rochester, New York, and I moved down to Maryland to be with my boyfriend, and I hate Maryland. So the only thing keeping me here is teaching job. So if I can eliminate teaching out of my life, I can move back to New York. So that's a huge part of it. But yeah, I love this business. I really love it.
Are you like, obviously, are you going to continue with grad school and not use it though, but focus more on building a career with Beachbody?
Yeah, I graduate in December and I've already been there for 2 years, so it's kind of pointless not to. And my mom would probably beat me to a pulp if I didn't.
But that's another question. Like, how is your family taking this? That like, do they know that you're doing this?
My mom at first, when I told her last year that I don't want to teach next year, because like I've been in the business like full on since after Summit, and I told her around like December that I don't want to teach next year, and she didn't believe me, because I'm very like, oh, I'll have an option and then something else will happen. I'll have this and then something else will happen. But I've been very consistent with it. I come from like my mom is an entrepreneur. My brother's like, my mom actually is opening her own business now. My boyfriend's an entrepreneur. My brother's an entrepreneur. So it's just kind of one of those things where God gave me the teaching opportunity, and I love teaching, and I'm really good at teaching. And that's another thing that like
still are teaching though. Like think about, you know, how you're still doing that, and you're helping so many people because you are a good teacher and you still are teaching and you're using those tools. So you need
yeah. But then I always think, like, some days my kids are doing something independently and I'm working the business. I'm like, I could be giving them so much more if my brain wasn't on something else. And a teacher could fill my position who would give them their whole entire heart. And I feel like a lot of my heart is in this business because I do love to travel and I want to be back in New York. And I feel like the only way to do that is to really build like an empire with this. Boom Empire.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, that's so true. I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, I'm free now, so we can move to the beach. Like, we can do.
Yes, there's plenty of houses by me for sale in Florida by the beach.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that you can do in teaching. I mean, it's good, but it'll wear you down. Like, I've been doing that for 12 years, and
I'm already worn down.
yeah, I have nothing else to offer. So anyway,
Does anybody else have a question? We have less than a minute.
Nope, I think that was it.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Ashley.
And I'm gonna post this PowerPoint and my posting schedule in your group. Okay.
Definitely. Awesome. And I'm going to jump back on the same link in a second. I know Marissa Pachetti, probably said that wrong. And other people have questions. I'm going to jump on in a little bit. I will be right back on. If not, see you guys, and keep it up, guys.
Have a good night. Bye.
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 That was awesome.